Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. In the previous class, we studied rationalization of surds. That is, we have solved the sums based on rationalizing the denominator. Now, what do you mean by rationalizing the denominator? Suppose you are being given with a fraction. Suppose you have 4 upon 5. Now, just look at this fraction carefully. You have a root in the denominator part. Mostly, when you just solve the sum or when you simplify the sum, there should be no root in the denominator part. We never keep the denominator as a irrational number. Okay, children, that means you have to keep the denominator as a rational number. So what you have to do is you have to multiply and divide by the same number. Now here it's root 5. So you can just multiply and divide by root 5. So what happens when you multiply and divide by root 5? 4 into root 5 becomes 4 root 5 and root 5 into root 5. What is root 5 into root 5? Root 5 into root 5 is 5. So you get here 4 root 5 upon 5. So we started with the number 4 upon root 5 and we got the answer as 4 root 5 upon 5. So we started with the irrational root in the denominator and now you got a rational number. So this is what you call as rationalization of surds. What is this called as? Rationalization. What are we doing? We are rationalizing. It is we are changing the irrational number into rational number. The procedure is called as rationalization of surds. Clear, children? So this was one of the type where you have just a single number. Suppose you have, and already we have seen some type of surds, children. That is pure and mixed. Then what was the remaining thing? Simple and compound surds. So here we dealt with the simple surds where it has only one term. If we have compound surds, let us see how to rationalize a number if you have a what is that? Compound surds in the denominator. I'll just take one of the example. I hope you people are clear with the first example. Let me take one more example for rationalization of surds. I'll take an example of 3 root 3 upon 4 plus root 5. Okay, now here I have a compound surd in the denominator part. What is the meaning of compound surd? It has more than one term along with the algebraic sign. It may be a addition sign or it may be a subtraction sign. So here I have 4 plus root 5. So how to rationalize this? So if you have to rationalize this type of surds, you have to take the conjugate of it. What you have to do? You have to take the conjugate of it. Now what is the meaning of conjugate? If you have the surd as 4 plus root 5, it changes to 4 minus root 5. So what is the conjugate of 4 plus root 5? The conjugate of 4 plus root 5 is 4 minus root 5. Clear, children? I'll just give you one more example. If you have a compound surd 3 plus cube root of 8. What is this compound surd here? 3 plus cube root of 8. So what is the conjugate of 3 plus cube root of 8? It's 3 minus cube root of 8. So this is the conjugate. Suppose I have one more example. It's 4 minus fifth root of 10. What is the surd? 4 minus fifth root of 10. So what is the conjugate of 4 minus fifth root of 10? The conjugate is 4 plus fifth root of 10. This is minus, so minus will change into plus. So what is the conjugate of 4 minus fifth root of 10? The conjugate is 4 plus fifth root of 10. This is how you have to rationalize. So when we rationalize compound surd, you have to take the conjugate of it and you have to rationalize it. Okay, children, are you getting my point? So mostly the rationalization will be done in the denominator part because we never keep the denominator as a irrational root. We have to keep the denominator as a rational root. The denominator will be a rational number. Are you getting my point, children? Okay, so the thing is you should know what is the meaning of conjugate. How to find a conjugate. So how to find a conjugate? If you have a surd 4 plus root 5. So what is the conjugate of 4 plus root 5? It's 4 minus root 5. Okay, children, and if you have a surd 3 plus cube root of 8. So what is the main sign over here? It's plus. So you have to change it as minus. So what is the conjugate of 3 plus cube root of 8? The conjugate is 3 minus cube root of 8. Coming to the last one, what is the conjugate of 4 minus fifth root of 10? The conjugate is 4 plus fifth root of 10. Clear, children? Okay, so this was about the conjugate, and we have to use this concept for solving our sums from exercise 2.7. Yes, children? We already started with exercise 2.7 and we have completed the first question from 2.7. And today we are going to continue with a second sum from exercise 2.7. So I want you people to take down your classwork and write down today's date and day, children. Come on. Come on, take down your classwork. Write down today's date and day. Write down second question. Write the heading over there. Rationalize the denominator and simplify. You have to take the first subpart from question number 2. I hope you people are following up the instructions carefully. You have to draw a margin and a rough column whenever you start with a new page. Children, have a habit of drawing a margin and a rough column, and then you have to start with the sums. So here I am going to start with the second question, the first subpart. It's rationalize the denominator and simplify. So they are asking you to rationalize the denominator. I have told you that whenever we rationalize, mostly we go for the denominator part, because in the denominator part we don't keep the irrational part. We have to keep only the rational part in the denominator. So write out the question. It's root of 48. You can just say it's square root of 48 plus square root of 32 upon square root of 27 minus square root of 18. So this is the question. You have to simplify this. Square root of 48 plus square root of 32 upon square root of 27 minus square root of 18. Write down. Have you taken on the question, children? So now here we have bigger numbers, so we will not take the conjugate directly. What we are going to do is we are just going to simplify it. We are just going to reduce this. After reducing this, we'll try to take the conjugate and we'll try to find out the rationalizing part. Okay, children? So I want you people to take the factors for every number. So you're going to take the factors of 48. You're going to take the factors of 32. You're going to take the factors of 27 and also you're going to take the factors of 18. So we are going to find out the factors for everything. Let's find out the factors for 48, 32, 27 and 18. Because we have root 27 minus root 18. So when you take the conjugate of it, you have to multiply the numbers will be bigger numbers. So let's try to reduce these numbers and then we will move further. So you have to just follow the next step. Give proper spacings between all the numbers. Do not write everything together. Present your answers neatly, children. Okay, shall we start with factorization of numbers? So the first number is 40. So we are going to do, that is we are going to find the factors for it. Let's find the factors for it. So you know the last number is 8. So it is divisible by 2. I'll take here 2. 2 2s are 4. 2 4s are 8. So I get 24. Again the last number is 4. So it is divisible by 2. So 2 1s are 2. 2 2s are 4. I get here 2. Again the last number is 2. So this number is divisible by 2. So I take here 2. 2 6 are 12. 6 goes in the table of 2. So I'll divide by 2. 2 3s are 6. 3 goes in the table of 3. And I get here 1. So we have found the factors for 48. That's 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So these are the factors of 48. I just want you people to complete for 32 and 27 and also for 18. Come on children, I just give you some time. Complete the factors for 32, 27 and 18. Okay, have you found the factors, children? I have given time to find out the factors. Do not waste your time, children. Just find for the answers. Okay, so let's check your answers whether you have written it correctly. So it's the last digit is 2. So the number is divisible by 2. So 2, ones are 2, 3 is over here. So 3 minus 2, 1 is left. So just put here 1. 2 6 are 12. Are you clear, children? I am just doing it directly. 2 ones are 2, 1 is left because here 3 is there and we have just taken 2. So 3 minus 2, 1 left. Put 1 before the last number. So you get 12. 2 into 6, 12. So this is 6 here. Last digit is 6. This number is divisible by 2. So 2 8s are 16. 8 goes in the table of 2. 2 4s are 8. 4 goes in the table of 2. 2 2s are 4. 2 goes in the table of 2 and at the last you get 1. When you divide 32 by 2 you get 16. When you divide 16 by 2 you get 8. When you divide 8 by 2 you get 4. When you divide 4 by 2 you get 2. Now 2 goes in the table of 2 and you have same numbers over here. So you have to complete the factors by writing 1. Now coming for 27, here the last number is 7. So this is not divisible by 2. What were the numbers for 2 children? If you have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 in the last place, that is in the ones place, you can say that the numbers are divisible by 2. But here the number is 7. So we have to go for the next divisibility. That is we have to check for 3. How to check for 3? You have to just add all the numbers. Now 2 plus 7, that is 9. So 9 goes in the table of 3. So 27 will also go in the table of 3. That is 27 is divisible by 3. So I am just going to divide 27 by 3. 3 nines are 27. 9 is divisible by 3. So you get here 3. 3s are 9. 3 goes in the table of 3. So you get here 1. So 3 9s are 27. 3 3s are 9 and 3 1s are. Let's go for 18. Very simple number. It goes to the table of 2. 9s are 9 is being divisible by 3. 3 3s are 9. I have here 3. So 3 goes in the table of 3. I get here 1. So we have found all the factors of 48, 32, 27 and 18. Now we are just going to write down in the given part. Okay, I'm just going to write down the factors over here and let me see how to simplify it further. Let's see the sum, children. Have you taken down all the factors? Now let's go for the sum. Be careful when you substitute. Do not miss out any numbers. Okay, children, be careful. How many numbers of 2s are there? How many numbers of 3s are there? So write down all the numbers properly. Do not miss any numbers. If you miss any number, you will not get a correct answer. So I'm just going to continue over here. So this is equal to. So in place of root 48, I'm just going to write down all the values. So what I have 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. See children? So how I'm going to write down 48 as? I'm going to write down 48 as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Getting my point? Do not miss any numbers, children. 1, 2, 3, 4 twos. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3. Plus root 32. What is root 32? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Totally 5 twos we have. So just put here properly 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check your answers also. Upon. Okay. Root 27. What is square root of 27? 3 into 3 into 3. So just put here 3 into 3 into 3. Just I am replacing the numbers with the factors. I am replacing 48 with the factors. I am replacing 32 with the factors. I am going to replace 27 with the factors. I am going to replace 18 with the factors. So minus, what is root 18, children? It's 2 into 3 into 3. So I have just replaced the numbers using factors. Now I am just going to take the pair out of the root sign. How to take the numbers out of the root sign? I have told you, you have to just see the root index. What is the root index over here? What is the number present here, children? If nothing is mentioned, that means you have to consider it as 2. Here no number is present. That means what is the root index? The root index is 2. So what is the meaning of 2? That means you are going to pair two numbers at a time. See, I am going to pair this 2. Okay. I am going to pair this 2. And remember, when you pair, you should take the same numbers. I cannot pair 2 and 3 because they are different numbers. I have to pair the same number. So what is the root index? The root index is 2. So what are you going to do? You are going to pair two numbers at a time. Two same numbers at a time. So 2 into 2, I have paired. Again, I have paired. Okay. Same manner, here also the root index is 2. Here also the root index is 2. What is the index here? It's 2. So everywhere you are going to pair two numbers at a time. So let me pair over here. So again I am going to pair this. Again I am going to pair this. I have paired it. Okay. Now here I am going to pair this. I have these two numbers as a pair. Then here 2 into 3 into 3. I cannot take 2 and 3 because they are different numbers. So I will take 3 and 3. I have paired mostly. I have paired two numbers together. That is 2 into 2, 2 into 2 here. Here 2 into 2 and 2 into 2 here. Here 3 into 3 and 3 into 3. Now what I am going to do is I am going to take the pair outside. So how to take a pair out of the square root sign? Now you have here two numbers. That is, how many numbers have you paired? You have paired two numbers together. Okay, children? So when you take this pair out of the square root, what happens? From 2, 1, 2 will come out. Point. That is, from a group, one number will come out. Just see here, children, I'll just tell you, you can understand this. So this is 2 into 2. So from this group, you will get 2. From 2 into 2, 1, 2 comes out. 2 into 2. From this group, again 1, 2 comes out. Okay, so 2 into 2 comes out. 1, 2 has come out of the square root sign. 1, 2 has come out of the square root sign. But for this number 3, there is no pair. There is no partner for 3. Since there is no partner, what happens to 3? The 3 is going to be inside the square root sign. So there is no way. If you have a pair, then only you can come out of the square root sign. But for 3, there is no pair. So 3 is not going to come out of the square root sign. So 3 will be inside the square root sign. Getting my point, children? So it was with a friend, it came out. It was with a friend, it came out. So now here, the root index is 2. That means how many friends you have to make? You have to make at least, there should be, what you can say, 2 friends in a group. So 2 friends, 2 friends. So from 2, 1 will come out. 2, 1 will come out. But for 3, there is no one to pair with. So the 3 will be inside the square root sign. Now children, I just want you to give you one more example. If you have cube root of 4 into 4 into 4 into 5. Okay children. Now what is the root index here? The root index is 3. That means how many numbers you are going to group together? You are going to take 3 numbers together because the index is 3. So the 3 will be grouped. And 3 will be grouped. And how many numbers are going to come out? Only one number is going to come out because from a group of 3, 1 is going to come out. Now this, what was the index here? The index was 2. So from a group of 2, 1 will come out. Now here it's 3. So from a group of 3, 1 will come out. Okay children? So you have to be careful with the root index. Clear? Okay, now. So what did I get here? I get 2 into root 3. Let me come for the next one. It's 2. So this is a pair. So from one pair, one member is going to come out. So I'll write 2. Again from this, one number is going to come out. That's 2. Okay, for this 2, there is no partner. So just keep this inside the square root sign. So I get 2 into root 2 coming to the denominator part. Now this is square root of 3 into 3 into 3. 3 into 3 into 3. So what happens over here? From this group, 1 will come out. So what I'll get here? 3. There is from 3 into 3, 1 3 will come out. And for this 3, there is no partner. So you will have your root 3 minus. From 3 into 3, 1 3 will come out. And here you have only root 2. So what is left here? So what we have taken here? We have taken 2 into 2, root 3, plus 2 into 2 root 2 upon 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2. I hope you people are clear with the step. I have just gone very slowly. Children, take down the step. I'll just continue with the next step. Just complete this step. Have you taken on the steps? Okay, let's move further. So now what you get over here, just see here. So this will be simplified further. 2 into 2. What is 2 into 2? It's 4 root 3. 2 into 2. Again, it's 4. And what is the number over here? It's root 2 upon 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2. So what you have got? You have got 4 root 3 plus 4 root 2 upon 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2. Now here we started with root 27 and root 18. So the calculation would be a little, what you can say, not much complicated, but here we'll be having some bigger numbers. So what we have done, we have just simplified them into smaller terms. So we have just got it as 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2. So I'm going to take the conjugate over here. I'm going to take the conjugate, children. So what is the conjugate of 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2? Conjugate means you have to change the middle sign. What is the conjugate of 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2? It is 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2. So you have to multiply and divide by it. You get 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2 upon 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2. So what we have done? We have multiplied and divided by the conjugate of the denominator. What is the denominator? 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2. So what are you going to do? You are going to multiply and divide by the conjugate. What is the conjugate? 3 root 3 minus will change into plus. You get 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2 upon 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2. Clear, children? Okay, now let's continue further. So let's see how to multiply. I'm just going to take the numerator part together and the denominator part together. So I'll get here 4 root 3 plus 4 root 2 into, use a bracket, children, 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2 upon. Now just see here carefully. This is, okay, I'll take the denominator part together and then I'll tell you how to do it using the identity. So 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2, 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2. So just take the numerator part together. I have just multiplied the numerator together and have multiplied the denominator together. So 4 root 3 plus 4 root 2, 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2 upon 3 root 3 minus 3 root 2 into 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2. Let me go on multiplying. Now just stop your writing work and listen to me, children. So we have to multiply. So how to multiply? Take the first term and multiply with these two numbers. See here, children. 4 root 3 into 3 root 3. Listen to me carefully. You have to put your pens down and you have to understand the concept, children. So it's 4 root 3 into 3 root 3. See, I'll just show the calculation over here. 4 root 3 into 3 root 3. So what is 4 into 3? That is 12. Okay, done. Now what is the answer for root 3 root 3? Already have told you what is the value for root 3 root 3. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. What is the value for root 3 into root 3? It is 3. What is the value for root 5 into root 5? It is 5. What is the value for root 2 into root 2? It is 2. Getting my point, children? So what is the value for root 3 into root 3? It is 3. So we are going to multiply the first term and the first term over here. So 4 root 3 into 3 root 3 gives you 4 3s are 12 Root 3 into root 3. What is root 3 into root 3? It's 3. So 12 threes are 36. So I get the answer here 36. I have completed the first term. You people can show the rough work over here, children. We can show the calculation over here. So 4 root 3 into 3 root 3. This is 12. 4 threes are 12. Root 3 is 3. So 12 into 3 is 36. I want everyone to show the rough part. You have drawn a rough column, yes, children? So you are going to show this working in the rough column. Come on, do the calculation. Coming to the next one now. So we have multiplied the first term and the first term. Now go for the first and the second. So what it is? 4 root 3 into 3 root 2. 4 root 3 into 3 root 2. 4 into 3, 12. Root 3 into root 2. Now they are different numbers. Okay, the radicands are different. It is 3 and this is 2. So you will get the answer as root 6. Root 3 into root 2 is root 6. So I'll get the answer as 12 root 6. Now here everything is positive, so no need to worry about the sign. I'll get plus 12 root 6. Okay, so we get here 12 root 6. Now, let me take the next one. So I have completed the first term of the second bracket, second term of the second bracket. I'm going to take the second term and the first term of the second bracket. So 4 root 2 into 3 root 3. 4 root 2 into 3 root 3. So what I get here? 4 3s are 12. Root 2 into root 3. Root 2 into root 3? Root 6. So I get the answer 12 root 6. And at the last I have 4 root 2 into 3 root 2. 4 root 2 into 3 root 2. Are you getting how to multiply? First, second, second, first, second, second. So 4 root 2 into 3 root 2. 4 3s are 12. Root 2 into root 2, it's 2. So the answer is 24. So you get here plus 24 upon. Now the main thing over here, this is a minus b. This is a plus b. Just see the numbers, children. 3 root 3, 3 root 3. 3 root 2, 3 root 2. So they are same numbers. They are same surds. Only the signs are different. Here you have a minus sign and here you have a plus sign. So what is the identity? A minus b into a plus b is equal to a square minus b square. What is the formula? A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So you are going to square a and you are going to square b. You get here 3 root 3 square minus 3 root 2 square. Getting my point, children? So what you are going to do? You are going to square a and you are going to square b. What is a? 3 root 3 square minus 3 root 2 square. Let us simplify it further, children. So this is 36 plus 24. Let me add the numbers first. 36 plus 24. What is 36 plus 24? 36, 24. 10, 60. I get 60 plus 12 root 6 plus 12 root 6. So you have the same, what is the root over here? It's root 6, root 6. You have the same root index and the same radicand. So you can add the numbers. So 12 root 6 plus 12 root 6. You just add the coefficient. 12 plus 12. What is the answer? For 12 plus 12 is 24. So you get here 24 root 6. So what you get here? 36 plus 24 gives you 60. 12 root 6 plus 12 root 6. So 12 plus 12, 24 root 6. You are just going to check whether you have a same index and the same radicand. The index is same, 2, 2. What is the radicand? 6, 6. So if you have the same root index and the same radicand, you can add the surds. So add the coefficient. What is the coefficient here? 12. What is the coefficient here? 12. So 12 plus 12, 24 root 6. Okay, I have completed the numerator part. Let me come to the denominator part. Now this is 3 root 3 square. Children, just listen here carefully. 3, I'll just do the working over here. Actually, this is little lengthier sum. Once you are clear with this sum, you can just go with the remaining sums properly. This is 3 root 3 square. Okay, how to find out the value for 3 root 3 square? Now 3 square, what is 3 square? That's 9. 3 into 3, 9. Root 3 square, root 3 into root 3, that's 3. 3 square, be careful children. 3 into 3 gives you 9. Root 3 into root 3 gives you 3. So the answer is 27. 3 threes are 9. Root 3 into root 3, 3. Root 3 into root 3. Do not get confused when you multiply root 3 into root 3. Root 3 into root 3 is 3 and 3 into 3 is 9. So I get the answer as 27. So I get here 27. Now coming to the next part. 3 root 2 square. What is it? 3 root 2 square. What is 3 into 3? That's 9. Root 2 into root 2. That's 2. So what is the answer? It's 18. Getting my point, children? 3 into 3, 9. Root 2 into root 2. That's 2. So 9 twos are 18. The answer is 18. So I get here 18. Here. Now let's simplify it further, children. This is let me simplify it further. So I get 60 plus 24 root 6. 27 minus 18 is going to give you 9. Okay, so I have just done till here. But what can we do is we can take some of the common terms and we can cancel. So here this is 9, yes children, and here this is 60 and 24. I know that we can take 3 common from here because here 9 is there. So if I take 3 common from here, I can cancel some of the terms. So I'm just going to take 3 common from the numerator. Let me take 3 common. So I'll take 3 common. So if I take 3 common, I get 3 into 20. What is left here? 20 plus, okay, 24. So 3 into 8 gives you 24. 8 root 6 upon 9. So what do you get? 3, 20 plus 8 root 6 upon 3. Are you getting with the step, children? So 60 plus 24 root 6 upon 9. They are asked you to simplify. So try to reduce to the lowest term. Okay, you cannot stop the answers over here because it can be further simplified. So you have to simplify it further. So 3 is taken common. So what is left there? 20 plus 3 8s are 24. Don't take anything common from, don't take 2 from here. You cannot do anything, you cannot take common from here. Okay children? So root 6 will be kept as root 6 alone. So you get 3 into 20 plus 8 root 6. 3 ones are, 3 threes are. So what is the answer? The answer is 20 plus 8 root 6 upon 3. Still, it can be simplified. Now 20 and 8. 20 and 8 is common in the table of 4. You can take 4 common out here. 4 I'll take common. 4 5s are 20. 4 2s are 8. So I get the answer as 4 upon 3. 5 plus 2 roots. I'll write 4 into 5 plus 2 root 6 upon 3. So what is the answer? The answer is 4 into 5 plus 2 root 6 upon 3. I hope you people are clear. The very important part is how to multiply. You just know how to multiply, arrange them and try to take out the common factors and get the simplified answer. So what is the answer you have got? The answer is 4 into 5 plus 2 root 6 upon 3. So that's your answer. Take on the answer, children. So we have just completed one sum so long. Yes, children? I hope you were clear with this sum. Okay, good. Complete the answers. Now, we have just completed the first subpart of question number 2 and I want you people to complete sum number 2, sum number 3 and sum number 4. You are going to try out the remaining 3 sums as your homework. Let's write down here. Homework is sum number 2. Exercise 2.7, question number 2, second, third and fourth. Second sum is easy, you can take the conjugate and do it directly. Third sum is easy, you can take the conjugate and do it directly. I just want you to give a hint for sum number 4. It's root 6 plus 2, root 6 minus 2. Okay children? So you have two ways of doing here. You can take the separate conjugates and you can do, or you can just take the LCM and you can do. I'll just give a step for that sum because you people may have a confusion how to do the last sum. I'll just give you a hint how to complete the last sum, and you can just use the hint and you can complete your answer. Okay, children? I want you people to try out the sum. The more and more you practice, the more you become perfect. That's the thing that you have to keep in your mind always. So now you have a sum here, root 5 upon root 6 plus 2 minus root 5 upon root 6 minus 2. So this is a question given to you. Now what you can do is just you can cross multiply them. So it will be very easy. So you get your root 5 root 6 minus 2. Clear, children? Cross multiplying. So root 5, use a bracket. Okay, children? Root 5 root 6 minus 2. What is the main sign here? Minus root 5 root 6 plus 2. Okay, done. So I have taken the numerator part. Now you have to multiply the denominator. So this is root 6 plus 2 root 6 minus 2. So the sum is been done over here. No need to take the conjugate because this is a plus b, a minus b. So a plus b means a plus b, a minus b. You will use the formula a square minus b square. So what you will get in the denominator? Root 6 square minus 2 square. So 6 minus 2. So the denominator will be rationalized. So this is the step. You have to just simplify it further and you have to get the answer. So you know how to do. You just go on multiplying, multiplying. Try to bring the terms together and get the answer. So this will be the step. You have to just cross multiply and you have to multiply the denominator. You know, for multiplying the denominator, you have to use the identity a plus b into a minus b. That is, you will get the answer as a square minus b square. Multiply the numerator part and get the answer. Okay, children. So you have to complete the second sum, the third sum, and the fourth sum from question number 2. Now, I just want you people to take down the third question. Take down the third question, children. So this is your homework. 3 sums. Take down sum number 3. Find out the value for A and B if root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2 is equal to A root 7 plus B. They have given you a equation over there. It's root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2 is equal to A root 7 plus B. So I have to find out the value for A and I have to find out the value for B. That's what the question is. Taken on the question, children? Okay, now, we have been given with root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2 is equal to A root 7 plus B. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this part. I'm going to rationalize the denominator and let me see whether I get the answer in this form. Okay, so you are going to do the sums along with me, children. Shall we do the sums? Are you ready with the questions? Okay, let's move with the step. Write on. Consider root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2. Consider root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2. Okay, have you written? You have to do the sums along with me, children. Okay, now root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2. We are just going to take the conjugate of the denominator. What is the denominator here? Root 7 plus 2. So what is the conjugate? The plus sign will change into minus sign. That's the difference. So what you get here? This. You are going to multiply and divide by, or I just write on the next step. So consider this. So this is equal to root 7 minus 2, root 7 plus 2 into root 7 minus 2, root 7 minus 2. So what we have done here? We have just taken the conjugate of the denominator. What is the conjugate of the denominator? The conjugate is root 7 minus 2. and you have to multiply and divide by root 7 minus 2. So just here root 7 minus 2, root 7 minus 2. Now let us multiply the numerator together and let's multiply the denominator together. So let's see the steps. So you have root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2. Yes, children? Let's multiply. This is same number. Just see here root 7 minus 2, root 7 minus 2. So they are same. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write down them as root 7 minus 2 the whole square. Be careful when you write the numbers. Root 7 because this is repeated. Root 7 minus 2, root 7 minus 2. So I'm writing this as root 7 minus 2 the whole square upon. Now be careful here. This is a plus b, a minus b. What is the formula for a plus b, a minus b? A square minus b square. What is a? A is root 7. I'll just write down here a plus b, a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So what is a square? Root 7. What is a? A is root 7 square minus. What is b? B is 2. So you get your 2 square. Clear, children? See here. Root 7 minus 2, root 7 minus 2. So they are same numbers. So I am writing as root 7 minus 2 the whole square upon a square minus b square. So a square is root 7 square minus 2 square. Now let me open this bracket. This is a minus b the whole square. You know the identity you have already used in your lower classes. Yes, children? So what is a minus b the whole square? It's a square minus 2ab plus b square. What is the formula for a minus b the whole square? A square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay. Now I'm just going to apply this identity over here. A square. What is a square? Root 7 the whole square done minus 2 into a into b. 2 into a. What is a? Root 7. What is b? It's 2. 2 into a into b. So 2 into root 7 into 2 plus b square. That's 2 square. Don't go for the sign because already we are using the formula for a minus b. So what is a? A is root 7 and what is b? It's 2. So plus 2 square. I get root 7 the whole square minus 2 into root 7 into 2 plus 2 square upon root 7 square minus 2 squares. Root 7 square. You know the value for root 7 square. What is root 7 square? Root 7 into root 7. What is the answer for root 7 into root 7? It is 7. Good. So I put here 7. 2 square. What is 2 square? It's 4. I get here minus 4. Okay, let me simplify it further, children. So I get here root 7 square. You know the value for it. What is it? 7. Root 7 into root 7? 7 minus. Okay. 2 into 2. 4 root 7. 2 into 2. 4. Root 7 is here. Plus 2 into 2. 4. Okay. Upon 3. I get 7 minus 4 root 7 plus 4 upon 3. Children, take down the step properly. Do not miss out any steps. So what you get here? 7 minus 4 root 7 plus 4 upon 3. Okay, now I'm just going to add the numbers over here. So what are the numbers here we can add? 7 plus 4. What is 7 plus 4? It's 11 minus 4 root 7 upon 3. Just adding the numbers part and keeping the search separately. So 7 plus 4 gives you 11 minus 4 root 7 upon 3. So this is the answer. So when I simplify root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2, I get the answer as 11 minus 4 root 7 upon 3. Just write on the answer. So root 7 minus 2 upon root 7 plus 2 is equal to 11 minus 4 root 7 upon 3. Okay, now I just want this in terms of a root 7 plus b. Just see here, children. I want the answer in terms of a root 7 plus b. That means whatever is coming with root 7 is the value for a and the left out value is for b. Are you getting my point? What they're saying, that you have to solve this, and whatever answer you get, it should be in the form of a root 7 plus b. So now here I have solved this. I have just rationalized this. I got the answer as 11 minus 4 root 7 upon 3. Now from this value, I am going to find out the value for a and b. Are you getting my point? What we are going to do? We are going to find out the value for a and b from here. So let's see how to do it. So I'll just keep the question part as it is. Now just check here children. So this will be written as 11 upon 3 minus 4 root 7 upon 3. Write down separately. Write down 11 upon 3. So this will be written as 11 upon 3, 4 upon 3 root 7 minus 4 upon 3 root 7. Are you clear? So I have just splitted the denominator. I have just given denominator to both the numbers in the numerator. So this 3 is common to 11 and 3 is common to 4 root 7. So you have to write down as 11 upon 3 minus 4 upon 3 root 7. Have you taken down? Okay, good. Now the thing is to find out the value for A and B from this question. Let us find out the value for A and B. So what is with root 7? That is the value for A. So this is A. So therefore A is equal to minus 4 by 3, and the left out part, the number alone, is the B. So B is equal to 11 upon 3. So this is the final answer. So whatever is with root 7 is A value. So what is the value for A? It's minus 4 by 3. And the number part is B. So you have 11 by 3 as B, and you have A as minus 4 by 3. Are you getting my point, children? So A root 7 plus B. So what is with root 7? Minus 4 upon 3. What is minus 4 upon 3? It's A. What is left out? That's B. What is the number here? It's 11 upon 3. So the value for A is minus 4 upon 3 and the value for B is 11 upon 3. Let's take down one more sum. We're just going to go to the next sum. So sum number 3 is done. Yes, children? Let us go for question number 4. Take down the fourth question. Hope the sums very clear to you, children. Okay. Have you taken down the answers? Good. I'll just rub the board. We'll continue with the next sum. So I have just given you 3 sums for homework. Okay, children? Only 3. Yes. Let us come to the next one. Question number 4. And on the question number 4, if x is equal to root 5 plus 2. So you know the value for x. That's root 5 plus 2. And you have to find out the value for, to find x square plus 1 by x square. So this is what you have to find out. And I know the value for x is equal to root 5 plus 2. Okay, children, now let us simplify it further. Right on. X is equal to root 5 plus 2. Therefore, find 1 by x. I'll tell you why we are finding 1 by x, because your thing is to find x square plus 1 by x square. Okay. So we are going to find out 1 by x, not square. I'm just going to find out 1 by x. So this will be 1 upon root 5 plus 2. Just write down the value for x. What is the value for x? Root 5 plus 2. So 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon root 5 plus 2. Now, in the denominator, we have a root sign. I have told you, we never keep the root in the denominator. You have to rationalize it. So what is the conjugate of root 5 plus 2? The conjugate will be minus. That is, you have to put minus in place of plus. So this will be root 5. Okay, I just write down in the next step. Which is equal to 1 upon root 5 plus 2 into root 5 minus 2. Root 5 minus 2. So you have to multiply and divide by the conjugate of the denominator. So what is the conjugate of root 5 plus 2? The conjugate is root 5 minus 2. Multiply and divide by it. So 1 into anything, 1 into any number, the same number you get as the answer. So you get root 5 minus 2. So I get the answer as root 5 minus 2 because it is multiplied by 1. Coming to the denominator, shall we do directly, children? Now this is a plus b, this is a minus b. What is the formula for a plus b into a minus b? A square minus B square. Good. A square. What is A square? Root 5 square. Good. What is B square? It's 2 square minus 2 square. So let me find out the next step. I get here root 5 minus 2 upon root 5 square. What is the answer for root 5 square? Root 5 into root 5? It's 5. So 5. 2 square. 2 into 2? That's 4. So I get here 5 minus 4. So the answer is root 5 minus 2 upon 1. So the answer is root 5 minus 2. So what was the value for x? The value for x is root 5 plus 2. And what is the value for 1 by x? It is root 5 minus 2. Stay on the step. We have one more step to do. We have to do still more. The sum is not completed. Okay. So now I have found x value. I have found 1 by x value. Now I am going to add this two. So let me add this. Therefore, x plus 1 by x is equal to, what is the value for x? It's root 5 plus 2. And what is the value for 1 by x? It's root 5 minus 2. So add this two, children, come on. So what happens? Plus 2 minus 2 gets cancelled. Root 5 plus root 5. Root 5 plus root 5. X plus x. What is x plus x? 2x. So root 5 plus root 5, you get the answer is 2 root 5. So I have found the value for x plus 1 by x. The question is x square plus 1 by x square. So we have not covered our answer. Okay, so we have some more steps to go. So I had x value. I took the value for 1 by x. I found the value for 1 by x. Now I'm just going to add x and 1 by x. So I added x and 1 by x and I got the answer is 2 root 5. Okay, children. Now I'm just going to apply a formula over here. I'm just going to do square on both sides. You see here, I'm going to find out x plus 1 by x the whole square. A plus b the whole square. So a plus b the whole square. What formula are you going to use here? A plus b the whole square. What is a here? A is x. And what is b here? 1 by x. What is the formula for a plus b the whole square? A plus b the whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. You have to remember this identity, children. What is the formula for a plus b the whole square? A square plus 2ab plus b square. So what is our a? A is x. What is the b? It's 1 by x. So let's write down here a square. What is a? X square plus 2 into a into b. 2 into a into b plus b square. 1 by x square. Now, here, just see here, children. X square, x and x gets cancelled. One x is in the numerator, one x is in the denominator. So, x and x gets cancelled. Plus 2 plus 1 by x square. Are you clear with this step, children? B square means 1 square. What is 1 square? 1 ones are 1. X into x gives you x square. So, b square is 1 square is 1. X square is x. We have to square the numerator and the denominator. So, I get the answer as x square plus 2 plus 1 by x square. Yes, children? Now, just see, we have just got the thing that we needed. So, I'll write down here. Therefore, x plus 1 by x the whole square is equal to x square plus 2 plus 1 by x square. Now, I'll just keep the thing that I want on one side and bring the remaining thing to one side. See here, children? I'll just keep this as x plus 1 by x the whole square. I'm going to take this plus 2 to this side. So, plus 2 when it comes to this side, that is when plus 2 comes to the LHS side, it will become minus 2. This is equal to x square plus 1 by x square. This is what I have to find out, yes, children? I want to find out x square plus 1 by x square. I know the value for x plus 1 by x. What is the value for x plus 1 by x? It's 2 root 5. Just put here the values. Therefore, 2 root 5 the whole square because your square is there. minus 2 is equal to x square plus 1 by x square. 2 into 2, 4. Root 5 into root 5. Root 5 into root 5, 5. Good. Minus 2 is equal to x square plus 1 by x square. 4 5s are 20. 20 minus 2, 18. Therefore, x square plus 1 by x square equal to 18. We have found the value for x square plus 1 by x square. Clear, children? Here the steps are simple. Only the thing is you have to just apply many steps over here. We were given with x. We found 1 by x. Then we added x and 1 by x. Then we applied the formula x plus 1 by the x whole square. What is the formula for x plus 1 by x the whole square? A square, that is x square. 2 into a into b, that is 2 into x into 1 by x, plus b square, that is 1 by x square. So x and x gets cancelled, and what is left here? X square plus 2 plus 1 by x square. Take the 2 to the LHS side. I get x plus 1 by x the whole square minus 2 is equal to x square plus 1 by x. I know the value for x plus 1 by x. That's 2 root 5 the whole square minus 2. I get the answer as 18. Clear, children? So you have to just go on working with more and more sums and you will be perfect in that. Okay, children? So just have a habit of practicing every sums. If you just go on practicing, you will be surely perfect in your maths. Okay, children? The thing is, just do not say that I don't like maths or maths is very tough, it's boring. No. You have to just go on practicing. Once you go on practicing, you will automatically develop an interest in your subject and you will be liking the maths the most. Okay, children? So have a habit of practicing your sums regularly and just go on working out with the sum. You just cannot study maths, You have to just work out. To work out, surely you will be thorough with it. Okay, children? So we have completed around 4 sums from these exercises and I have given you 3 sums for homework. Yes, that is from question number 2, the second subpart, the third subpart and the fourth subpart will be a homework. Already I have given you how to solve sum number 4. I have given you a hint for completing your fourth subpart. So complete your homework and we will be continuing with the remaining sums in the next class.